Born. Just as kids, I tell you. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Positive Tuesday today, May 21st, 2024. For Barron County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald, I'm DrydenWire founder Ben Dryden. And of course, you're watching the big show, Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by Professional Exteriors and Interiors. With 20 years of experience, this locally owned and operated business provides quality work both on the inside and on the outside of your home or business. Like Fitzy and I, they believe it's the little things that make a big difference. Give them a call today, see what they can do for you. Number's right there on the screen, 715-520-2271. Fitzy, good morning. How was your weekend?
Good. What did we do this weekend? No, Emma graduated from college. So
I saw that on, yeah.
So that's what we did most of the time. And then we had just a couple little things over the weekend, nothing major. So that's what we did.
Well, that's good. There was that tragedy over in Polk County, and it's almost like we kind of start seeing this trend. Yeah, we talked about it last week. Don't like seeing that stuff at all. Tiffany, good morning. Oh, I can't wait to get Dirk's weather forecast because he always likes to talk about rain and a chance of rain and a chance of rain and a chance of. Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be potentially bad. Actually, right before we went live, I got a sit report from your people down there.
Maybe I got a better one than Dirk. Maybe I can post mine.
Maybe you beat him this time. Well, then you can put it in. He can take the morning off.
That's right. I got a sit rep. Where is it? Like Judy's sit rep. Yep.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, I haven't even opened it up yet.
I got maps and everything.
Oh, and right. Well, we'll be talking.
I'm going to share my screen and do this. I don't know if
I can. Yeah, there we go. Good. Severe thunderstorms. More on that later.
Oh, good teaser.
No kidding. And Renee, nice to see you back. Nice to see you back. Love having her around the show. So we have a lot to get to today. You put out a couple press releases. Both of them were convicted sex offenders being released in Barron County. Actually, that'd be today they're going to be released. I believe one's homeless and another one there was an address or a location. But I want to talk about that. Just kind of get your thoughts. It was actually a Rusk County thing, but our headline was body of missing Chetek man was recovered in Rusk County. And also, I just saw this morning. So parents, pay attention. What is Borg drinking and why is it a dangerous trend? I'd never heard of Borg, B-O-R-G. So I just wanted your thoughts on that. But we always start with a little bit of sports. Hey, how about those Timberwolves?
Yeah, there you go. They came back and won.
Yeah, I texted you right before. What?
I took them. You didn't.
I know. Right for the game, I texted you. I'm like, "Who do you got?" And you're like, "Timberwolves." I'm like, "What? I'll take your money." Not that we actually bet money, but I said Denver. So my goal was I was gonna get all my work finished and then watch the second half. So I got my work finished. I turned on the game. It just started the second half, and it was 58-38. And my first thought is Timberwolves only scored 38 points in the first half. They're down 20, so I'm like, well, this game's over. So I turned it off and I went to bed. The next morning, to Sports Center, and it's, what happened?
I mean, they were up 10 with 4 minutes to go. They almost blew it themselves. But, yeah, it was a good game. Anthony Edwards is crazy.
Yeah, and honestly, if I told you he went 6 for 24 and 2 for 10 from 3, you would, if you knew that going in, you'd be like, yeah, Timberwolves aren't winning. But, boy, their defense is smothering. Crazy. Yeah.
And now Dallas, I don't know. And now they get the home seed because Dallas was the upper seed, so Timberwolves get home court advantage for this playoff.
Okay, let's make our predictions right now. We'll start in the East, Boston and Indiana. That one should be Boston should clearly win that series. I don't think they'll sweep it.
It played some teams that have been hurt. Bucks have been hurt. Knicks have been hurt.
Horribly hurt, yeah.
Yeah. So Indiana gets crushed.
Yeah, I agree. So then, of course, the most exciting one is the Timberwolves and the Mavericks. I actually have the Timberwolves winning this one. I really do. I think we're going to be looking at a potential Timberwolves Celtics.
Wow. NBA Finals, Timberwolves? Wow, just to make it there would be crazy.
I don't
think we can beat the Celtics, but we'll see.
We'll see. Good morning, Shani, and good morning, Amanda Williams-Nelson. Haven't seen her on commenting on the shows. I know she had switched up a little bit.
Yeah.
So she wasn't able to watch.
They got to work during the day. I know. Terrible.
I know. What is going on? Yeah. So, all right.
What do you think of the Indiana Fever going 0-4?
You know what? I'm really starting to get tired of Caitlin Clark whining all the time. Not going to lie. I mean, always. She's like an every NBA player. That's a foul. Like last night, she she says the F word right to the ref. That's an effing foul, and then she gets a technical. Just, play basketball. But 0-4, they're playing two really, really good teams. So they're 0-4, but they've lost to only two teams because they've been right. And those two teams are undefeated. They're good teams. So, I don't know. I think this is good, right? You should have adversity right away. But she needs to stop whining. Stop whining. Good Lord.
Shoot more threes then. I don't know what to tell you.
Three, right. Can't get fouled if you're shooting at half court. Just saying. Yeah. I looked to see if the Cubs played yesterday, and they didn't. I'm like, oh, good. And Drusha's like, why is that good? I'm like, because you can't lose if you don't play.
And then we're at hockey. Who's got some good finals. There was a good game last night. It ended up 3-2, Edmonton. So Connor McDavid makes it to the next round. So that's some good hockey yet. So some great hockey.
Ugh, all right. I'll take your word for it. I just can't get into hockey. I just can't. All right, so we have several things to get to, including what is Borg drinking and why is it a dangerous trend? We'll get into that. And three other things, some press releases that you put out in 15 seconds after a word from Spooner Health.
Spooner Health, compassion is at the center of everything we do. It's rooted in who we are and why we're here. It unites us as providers, neighbors, and as a community. Learn more at spoonerhealth.com.
All right, so I found this morning. It's actually on our headline, our Tuesday morning headline links. It's a post we don't put it on Facebook, it's just on our website. We do it every morning. It just links from things that are going around the state and the country. And I saw this morning. What is Borg, B-O-R-G drinking, and why is it a dangerous trend? Here's just a little preview. If you've been to a party lately and haven't seen someone drinking a Borg, you're likely not partying with college students. And if you have no idea what that sentence even means, you're probably not a member of Generation Z. The acronym BORG stands for Black Outrage Gallon. According to the National Capital Poison Center in Washington, D.C., the term refers to a concoction often prepared in a gallon-sized plastic jug that typically contains vodka or other distilled alcohol, water, a flavor enhancer, an electrolyte powder or drink. Borgs are often drunk at outside day parties, otherwise known as darties. So I learned a new word there. Darties. Didn't know that was a thing. So, and the story goes on. There's a link on our website this morning. I think it was actually from CNN. That this is also kind of getting into the high school age stuff as well. Have you heard of this yet? Because I just found out about it this morning.
I've heard the word darty, which is basically daytime drinking. Because I'm cool, I'm hip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we've established that. Yep, got it.
Yeah, and it's I've never heard of Borg, and they just come up with weird names so they can call it something. I think it's a daytime party, but we got to call it a darty.
A darty.
Just because we got to use something cool. But no, I've never heard of it. It's dangerous. Don't do it. Binge drinking is bad.
Yeah, a gallon. That's the part that it used to be like Heather just said back in the WAP, and people you have a 5-gallon thing, and everyone just throws in mixed drink, but you still get it in a cup.
Right.
This is your own, and apparently, if you read the article, it's actually the thing is like then you name your gallon, and it has to something with Borg. So anyway, you like name it, and that's kind of the fun that you draw on it. But a gallon, holy cow! Yeah. Like, and you don't take it and put it in cups, like you just drink out of the gallon. That seems dangerous.
Yeah, very. It's dumb.
Well, there you go, parents. Talk to your kids about Borg and see if they know what that is and what their thoughts are.
But you bring up a point. Talk to your parents or talk to your kids about this kind of stuff. I mean, it's important to talk about it, even if it's stupid and they say it's stupid, then great.
That's right. Yeah. It's all right. Look at us. We're bringing all this, kid talk and stuff. We should have like our kids on sometime and just tell us about actually, they know more about things than you and I do.
Yeah, I'm sure we're really smart when it comes to our kids.
Yeah. Well, we're smart enough to listen to them. All right. I just want to touch on this quick. Our headline was, and it was a tragic incident in Rusk County. They were looking for an individual. I can't recall. I don't have it in front of me, but I believe he was in his 60s. It was a missing person. And then there was followed up with body of missing Chetek man recovered in Rusk County. I know this was a press release from Rusk County, from Sheriff Wallace, but since it was a Chetek man, I didn't know if you had played a role in that, or if you can kind of walk. Is it a we call you, or to call other sheriff's office because you're looking for someone? Were you aware of it?
Yeah, 100%. I talked to Sheriff Wallace a couple of times. I met with their chief deputy once. I actually stopped out there once because I happened to be in Chetek. And while it says a Chetek man, if you look at the Rusk County line compared to where Chetek is, it's very close. I was in Chetek when they were out searching one day, so I just drove out there. It was 5 miles and met with the chief deputy out there just to see if they needed anything, how they were doing. I talked to the sheriff a couple of times about it. They did a great job. And again, this comes down to our volunteer fire departments again and supporting them. Chetek Fire was unbelievable. They must have had, it started with our drowning and went into this search. And then they had a couple things. I think they had a fire over the weekend or a grass fire or something. So Chetek Fire was super busy. I mean, some of our other fire departments were too, but just paying attention to what Chetek Fire did over the last week, they had a lot of things. It takes a lot of personnel to go search. I think they searched 3 different days for this subject, both on the water, in the fields. It's buggy, it's mosquitoes, it's ticks, and they're out there searching for this lost person or what they assumed to be lost. And he was in the water. Don't know the details of why he was there, how he went in. Don't know any of the details on that. But again, hats off to Rusk County for never giving up. Hats off to the Chetek Fire Department. I know one day they used the Cameron and New Auburn fire departments as support. A lot of these volunteer firemen have jobs during the day or during the night, need to sleep and have families and have graduations to prepare for and have other things going on in their life. So hats off again to our volunteer fire departments and I think especially this week, the Chetek Fire Department, for they played a large role in some major cases this week.
They've been pretty busy. As you just mentioned, you had some things that were going on as well. Polk County's had some tragic incidents recently, and all the fire departments and first responders and EMS. I mean, everyone that kind of goes into all this, and you and I have talked about this many times. Well, I should say you've talked about it. I'm not familiar with it. I just, I trust your judgment on these things. But how many organizations and people and groups and teams have to come together for just one thing?
Right.
And you're right. A lot of these are volunteers.
They're all volunteers except the city of Rice Lake. I mean, the city of Rice Lake is the only one in, I think, Superior, Ashland, and Rice Lake are the only full-time fire departments besides Eau Claire, obviously, and Chippewa.
Right.
But I don't even know if Chippewa's full-time. But anyway, there's not many of them. So all these people have jobs, lives, have to get off of work to their works allow them to have off. So when there's a pancake breakfast or a chicken feed or whatever, this is where you get to feed your mouth and you pay a little bit out of your pocket to support these people that come out and give all they can. I mean, those guys give 100% when they're out there doing these things because that's what they're trained to do.
And, also kind of a quick shout out to all the employers that hire these people,
right?
Knowing full well that at any moment they can get a call and they're going to have to go.
Right.
And they still hire them because you would think that as an employer, that's then now we're going to be short here at work. But in a way, they're almost supporting fire departments by just hiring people.
Yep. And allowing them to go. And some people they can't. Obviously, times they can't. But a lot of times they say, finish what you're doing and then go, But so, yeah, it's a lot of effort and a lot of work goes into these volunteer fire departments. A lot more than we know. So maybe we'll have to have a fire chief on sometime.
Yeah, Darren Vick, I know him here in Spooner. Yeah, we could.
Perfect.
Let me write it down. Jeepers, hold on.
Darren. He can talk about what it takes to run a fire department, a volunteer fire department, and the need for it. And Romaine and Dave Armstrong have worked on. There's a lot of things that they have to do by state law, which are creating a problem with that. And not that we're trying to reduce the ability, but you have to give more time frame to get these classes done. They have to go to class. They have to have so many hours of training. It takes a lot for a rural department, and many rural fire departments are, down to 5, 6, 7 guys. We can't run a department with 5 or 6 or 7 people. So if you're, able and you want to go volunteer, I'm sure every fire department in Northwest Wisconsin is hiring. Volunteer, obviously.
Well, this is about law enforcement, not volunteer firefighters. But on the CBS Morning News this morning, they had the new police chief for Minneapolis. And obviously they went through the whole thing, George Floyd and the funding and all that. They're down, I think it's 700, 400 or 700 cops right now. And that just blows my mind. Like, I can't wrap my brain around that.
Me either.
Like, so basically you just do whatever you want in Minneapolis right now. No, I know it's not true. Like, it'd be interesting to see a percentage because, again, those are numbers you and I aren't used to hearing. Do they have like 10,000 and if you're down 400? Well, okay. But if it's only 5,000, you're down 700. Now that's a big deal.
Right.
Hard.
So that was be interesting. So, I just can't. In some of these departments that are down in their jails that are down 6 or 7 people. I mean, at times I've been down 4. We're, knock on wood, we're hiring and we have interviews today. We have interviews tomorrow for patrol. We have interviews today for dispatch. We had interviews yesterday for jail. That is what the life of an administrator is right now. That's what I've been doing the last 3 days is hiring, and I will be the next 2 days. So to get our positions full, to make sure that when you call 911, when we arrest somebody, when there's a cop out there on patrol, that they're trained and ready to go. So, we have, and again, some of ours are, they left because they've had families and decided not to come back to work or things like that.
Sure.
So,
yeah,
there you go, Al. Al says every fire department in Barron County is hired. I mean, I think it's huge. I think it's huge, and what these guys and gals do is tremendous. And I know Al's I think he's the assistant chief in Turtle Lake, and I mean they need people. So if you can, and they're not saying you got to come to every single call every second a moment. If you can, that's great, but they'll take you. If you can come 75% of the time, that's way better than sometimes. You got to go get this training though, and that's the problem. People don't want to go back. To school.
Let's get Darren Vick on. No kidding. Yeah. And I would like to know more about that stuff.
Al would come on too.
Sure. Great. Mike, good morning. And Representative Gay Magnifica, good morning. Thanks for joining in. So yesterday you put out a couple of press releases or headlines. Well, I'll just read them both to you now. So I don't think we have to talk specifically about one. One is homeless, I believe, but the headlines were convicted sex offender Lee Stokes to be released in Barron County on May 21st. So that'd be today. And then the other one was convicted sex offender Jay, I don't know if it's Hoppe, to be released in Barron County on May 21st or today. So 2 convicted sex offenders being released today, 1 homeless, 1 not. You put that out yesterday. For the people who didn't see it, I think that's pretty self-explanatory, but what do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, they're not wanted. There isn't. They're getting released from an institution. They're on probation. By law, we can release this information to the public. We do that for safety purposes. Again, they're not wanted. They're not made to scare you. It's made to educate you. Like we do every week on the show or every press release we send. It's not made to embarrass anybody. It's made to educate people. There's always a message behind everything that we do to let you know why there was a response, or let you know to thank people for the response, or to let you know that, hey, this person's out and pay attention. 1 is homeless. I don't like it. It's not my choice. I don't get a say in it. The state of Wisconsin, probation and parole gets to release these people or has to release these people. They don't have a choice either. You have to reside. We've talked about this many times. You have to reside in the county that you did the crime in. So that's why these people sometimes have no contact with anybody, but they came here to do the crime. Then these are, again, the people that part of these are part of a sting operation where they've tried to have contact with somebody that was posing as a cop. So I'm telling people right now, don't do it. So don't come here and commit a crime. We're going to catch you, and your name's going to be on the internet. If you don't like your name on the internet, nothing I can do about that. It's my right to do, my duty to warn. This is what we do, duty to warn. Again, you can't do anything about it. They're on GPS. We know where they are, but it's a public safety message. That's all it is. Any
particular reason? I'd have to go back and look at when, because you do send these out. I wouldn't say often, but frequently-ish. That's a word. I have to go back and look. I feel like a lot of them are on Tuesdays. Is that a thing? Or maybe I'm misremembering. Does it have to be like typically in a week? Not that this matters about anything, but 2 of them being released and on the same day, it just happened to, just worked out that way.
Yeah, I think it just happens to work out that way.
Sure.
I couldn't tell you that. So, and maybe that's what maybe that's when you get released from prison on Tuesdays. I have no idea.
Right, I was just curious.
Maybe that's a thing. I couldn't tell you.
We talked about this quite a bit, and I don't know.
Probably because there's shows on Tuesday, and we always talk about it on Tuesday.
Maybe. Well, we better send this out on Monday so we can DrydenWire so the sheriff and jail could talk. Yeah, that's probably it. Is there anything else? I mean, on that topic of sex offenders and being released. I mean, we've talked about this because you have issued a number of these. I don't know where we can go with this or talk about what we've already not talked about.
No, I mean, they can't live certain places. There is housing available for these people, but some municipalities have ordinances against this, and they can, so they end up to be homeless. That's a fight for someone else to take on, not me. I've tried to fight this and some of these ordinances. I don't like them. I understand them. No one wants it in their backyard, so that's why these ordinances are created by these municipalities and these cities and councils and village boards. I get it. But there is housing available to not be homeless, which, again, I think homelessness is more dangerous because you get more desperate. And again, I'm not saying to reoffend, but to commit other crimes or to do something so you get put in jail. But they get support. They can go to their agent every day if they want to. They can charge it their ankle bracelet at probation and parole. So they're getting the help they need if they want it. They're getting their charges. They have to be, and usually they find a place to live. But we haven't had any problems with them. But we let the public know about it, and that's where
I appreciate that you do that. Like, no kidding.
Yeah.
I would want to know. I'm in Washburn County, and I don't know if they just don't get released here very often. We don't usually get press releases from, which that's a whole other thing, but that's fine. Just saying, I would like to know if there was someone being released, a few blocks from me, just because, I got kids. I want to let them know. Not that, this is the face of like Satan or something, but at the same time, just be aware.
Right.
So if that person you see, just so now you're aware. I think that's important.
Right. I agree with that 100%.
All right. That's all I had written down in terms of press releases or articles. But I did want to say, hey, what are you doing Saturday?
Might be coming to Shell Lake.
All right. That's
I have it on my calendar anyway.
Good, from 11 to 2. So we had this up, a pig roast fundraiser to support Shell Lake's July 3rd fireworks and street dance. So if you remember so this is my brother. Is part of the Shell Lake chamber. They did, like 3 years ago, they did it's a free donation, so it's free food. And then just, it's a free will donation. And this money goes towards keeping the street dance and the fireworks free for everybody. So that's what the fundraiser is for. And like 3 years ago, they did pig roast, and it went really well. And then 2 years ago, they went to like these weird, like kind of like bratwursts, and it didn't go as well. So Matt went back to the pig roast, and last year, holy cow, they were sold out. It was supposed to be 3 hours long. I think they had to shut it down after like an hour and a half, 2 hours, because it was already gone. It was just packed, which was great. So he's doing it again, but I think they're going to have more food this time. But that's from 11 o'clock till 2 o'clock in Shell Lake this Saturday, Memorial Weekend Saturday.
Yep, it is Memorial Weekend.
At 11 to 2, and that's right by Matt's Ice Cream Stand, right in front of the gym, right across from the beach. That's right on 63. I mean, you'll see it.
Can't miss it.
No, you really can't miss it. So a full pig spit roasted over the grill, coleslaw, baked beans, lemonade. Every patron of the lunch will receive a free ice cream cone or shave ice from Matt's Ice Cream Stand.
Wow.
Yeah, what a guy.
What a guy. Going for the free ice cream.
Yeah, no kidding. So I just want to give out a shout for that. Hey, speaking of Memorial Weekend. Yes. Oh, by the way, so I'll be there. Drew shall be there. We'll be dishing out the food. My job is every time somebody comes up and it's free will donation is to get as much money from them as I can. Make them feel like really guilty about really $5. Really?
It's for the kids. No, it's for fireworks.
But kids love fireworks.
Yeah,
so it's kind of for the kids.
It is kind of for the kids.
Yeah, so hopefully I'll see everybody there, and hopefully you too. I invited you to make sure you were down there. You could also help serve. See?
I can.
The Ben and Fitzy shows on the road this Saturday, 11 o'clock.
We're trying. I have it on my calendar. I don't think I have much. I have a graduation party on Saturday or Friday. A lot of graduations this weekend, so a lot of things going on. So, but
I thought we just went through all of those graduation parties.
Well, graduations, like Race Lakes is this Friday. If it's not raining, it'll be Saturday morning. Inside, then a lot of them are outside, and the weather's not looking real great Friday night. So
we'll find
TD
out.
will be there. He'll be there.
Yep, Dad will be there. He was there last year helping out, controlling everything, as he is. Now he's not the sheriff.
That's right.
You can't take the sheriff out of Dad. He's still going to go around and control everything. Oh, it's funny. Yeah, so he'll be there. So speaking of being at Memorial Weekend, what are you anticipating? From a law
Friday
enforcement
night,
standpoint.
there's a concert at the casino. So we have some extra people working that, an outdoor concert.
Who's playing?
POD.
POD, no kidding.
Yeah, and Great Wolf. No, Great Wolf's the lodge. Bad Wolf is his band, I think. I think it's Bad Wolf.
I haven't heard of them. I know POD, but I didn't know they're still around.
Bad Wolf is more popular. I was told the pre-show is going to be better than the real show. I have no idea, but POD and Bad Wolf are at the casino outside if it's not raining Friday night. I don't know what they'll do. I assume they'll move it inside if it's raining. The weather is iffy for the weekend, and we'll get Dirks momentarily. But yeah, lots of traffic, lots of graduations, lots of graduation parties, the start of it. And then the end of school is most schools end next week or the week after. So not many days left of school left for people. Lots of graduates, wish our graduates well, want them to be safe, want all our kids to be safe. So, yeah, that's what is going on. Lots of traffic. We'll be out on the water. We were out on the water on Sunday. I think we had 5 violations. Life jackets and registration, I believe they were. So make sure you have your life jackets in your boat. Lots of things like that. So we're gearing up for the busy start of the summer, and it starts this weekend with Memorial Day. So we'll be out in full force this weekend. I'll be around, available. If something happens, we'll read about it on the press release. But not expecting huge, but expecting. I met with the county administrator last night after county board, and we talked about, there's the trend is going up for lots of travel. You'll see these national reports about even the gas prices going down. Travel's going to go up. People want to get out and do some stuff. Good years and jobs and things like that. So we're expecting a heavy season for tourism. On the water, ATVs, etc., and then just general travel. And everybody else had lots of traffic crashes this weekend around Barron County. Polk had one. I think Burnett had one. I mean, I know you posted all those. So lots of traffic crashes. So wear your seatbelts. Don't drink and drive. No cell phones in work zones. All that stuff has to come into play. Let's get to point A to point B and then enjoy ourselves. But let's get from A to B. I don't want any OWIs this weekend. We're going to try, but it probably won't be successful. We'll probably have people that decide to drink and drive.
Hey, I think it's Black Bear Casino. Where's that?
Isn't that in northern Minnesota?
Oh, is it? It's not in Wisconsin?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I thought I saw something in my Facebook feed. I was scrolling through, and there was 2 bands that were playing. I'm like, what? And one of them was Vanilla Ice. And it was like this September or something, Vanilla Ice. And there was another one. I'm like, what? I kind of want to go see this.
Vanilla Ice.
But I can't remember who the other band was, or there's another one. I guess we're doing the Dirk saying wrap it up. We still have more to talk about. We have a county board meeting tonight, and I wanted your thought about something. But let's get to Dirk's thing, apparently. Holy cow, that's a lot on the screen. Very impressive storm systems for this time of year. There still remains some problems. The main problem will be lack of surface heating. Dynamics are in place for severe thunderstorms later this afternoon and evening. If we can get a little surface heating going on out ahead of the forming line of storms later in the afternoon, this will cause the atmosphere to destabilize. I'm already confused.
Here, I'm going to see if I can do this. I'm going to share my screen, and I have a thing that says I can, so I'm going to try this. We're going live, so I'm not sure if it's going to work.
Well, I got to take off our. I hit the wrong button.
See that?
I have to assign it to something.
I'm sharing it.
Okay, hold on. It's gonna. Oh, jeepers. You can't just do this on the.
I can though.
On my side, it would.
Can't do it. No one sees it.
I can see it here, but I mean to get it on the screen and then remove us, and then we'll try it at the very end.
Okay.
Yeah, leave it up. We'll try it at the very end, because then if it goes haywire, then we can just say, "Screw it." That's the end of the show.
So, yes, might be some storms. Friday showers. We know that. I want to get to my thing. I don't care about Dirk.
Part 2 the rest of the week. Thursday drive, Friday showers, thunderstorm. Of course. Where's Saturday? Please don't be thunderstorms. So you're plenty of sunshine. Oh, good. Slight chance of showers. Of course, there's slight chance. 56. All right. Well, hopefully the rain will hold off.
Yeah, Saturday I think did look fair. Sunday looks better. Monday looks better, and so I think it's
I'll take the rain in it here. Yeah, maybe rain.
Because it was or it was, what is it, 5 years ago the tornado was, or 6, 7 years ago I think the
Yeah.
tornado was in Barron County.
Oh,
But
thanks,
yeah,
Stephen. It is right. Carlton. I don't know where Carlton is, but
yeah. See,
northern
It's
Minnesota,
north
Black Bear.
Minnesota.
Oh, well, why was it in my feed? Whatever.
Because you were listening to Vanilla
Must have
Ice.
been listening to Vanilla Ice recently. I don't
Your phone
know.
knows everything. It listens to you.
I know it. I love targeted ads. I'd rather see targeted ads than ads I don't care about. So that's actually great.
So, but yeah, Dirk's right. There is a chance for a storm tonight. We were supposed to do some training today. We canceled it because of the weather. It is looking severe. We are in a risk 2. Rice Lake or Barron County, Washburn County is in a 2. 4 is really a moderate risk. So we're in a slight risk area for storms. Heavy rain is expected in our area, a couple inches of rain, but in a short period of time. So,
All right, hold on. Let me see. So I'm going to try this. I'll sign that to a guest 2, and then I have to change. So you're not seeing any of this right now. I'm trying to do this. Guest 2, include in switcher.
if we can do
Add
this, we can
this. Hold on a second. Now I got to remove you, remove me, then take this somewhere off. Nope, wrong button. That one off. And now we'll go publish.
Oh, look at us.
Yeah, but it's not very, you'd have to zoom in or
I'm
something.
trying to zoom in now. I'm trying to figure that out.
There we go. Stop.
I'm trying.
Perfect.
So this is a
Dirk, I've been
alert that we
replaced. No, nobody can replace you, Dirk. But no, that was a sit report that he sends out.
Yes. So, and then if you look at this, there's the map that I was talking about. Oh, it takes a while.
Yeah,
So there.
yeah.
delayed.
Tornado. Oh wow.
So yeah.
Where are
so
we?
that's
The yellow. I see yellow and the
where
green.
yellow. Yeah.
And that
We're
means
better.
what? Oh,
Well,
there it is.
that's an
Slight risk and
slight
margin. I
risk.
see.
And so we're on the bottom of so Eau Claire is in the 3, which is an enhanced risk. So then you have, 3 is a tornado, hail is a 2, wind is a 3,
Sure.
flooding is a 2. So, and then the prediction, we are in the slight risk of 15% chance of onset of flooding. So, but this is what we get. Dirk has a better system than this, and so, but there's a flood watch where none of us are in the flood watch, and then it talks about precipitation, probability of percentage,
Oy.
and so.
Ladysmith
then the-
Tuesday noon 85. To
Yeah.
the probability. Oh, interesting. There
Yeah.
you go.
So that's what we got. And then if a flood happens, be careful. I'm not worried about flooding, but no, now you can unshare it, or I can stop sharing, and then I think it goes black. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, shoot. Now hold on. Doggone it. Whoopsie. So. Oh no. See, this is
You
why
can still hear us.
this is why we can't have nice things.
And we have a third. Oh, now I could. If I share my screen, we could have a third person. I can share my screen all the time. So see, that was easy.
No, it wasn't, and that was very stressful. I didn't know what was going to happen.
So what was your county board question?
So who's that? Right, it was just nobody that was on that third screen. Well, the ad. So I don't know it's just a regular board meeting tonight. I didn't look at the agenda. I kind of like it like live shows. I just kind of want to find out what's going to happen when I get there. But I think the ad hoc committee was yesterday, so I'm sure we'll get an update on that tonight. And it was about the jail, and I'm sure you've heard about this stuff. And I'm assuming the last we left off anything about the jail at the county board level, there was a discussion about if you're going to build it, do you build it in its current location, or what came up at the end, and I think that's what they talked about yesterday, was building it off-site. So, like, whether it's a jail off-site or maybe like a government center and maybe the courthouse, etc. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of options. I'm not on the ad hoc jail committee, and to be clear, I don't think a decision is going to be made on this for quite a while. But I was just wondering what your thoughts were when you had moved your jail or the jail got moved. Why didn't you just kind of stay where you were? What was the reason for going to a separate location?
I wasn't part of that discussion, so I wasn't the sheriff when.
Oh, that was
the-
before 30.
That was prior to
Okay.
me. So, I think it had to do with spacing. I don't think
Sure.
there was enough space where we were. Um, and at that time, we separated dispatch and jail. We just gave a tour to our new county board members last night. Judge Babler was here at that time.
Sure.
21 years ago, this building was built. And they made, I think they got the land donated to them, I believe.
Well, that's nice.
Right. And they just needed more space. And they were just out of space. And, we just got a tour last night at the county board meeting of the new ADRC kitchen. From Jen Jaco, and talked about that, and they repurposed the old jail into an ADRC kitchen. So all of that has been repurposed into an ADRC centralized location for ADRC. Now we have the ability to expand our meals for our elderly, or our Meals on Wheels program, from like 400 to 800.
Sure.
As people grow more elderly in Barron County, we're going to need more services. So we built for the future in Barron County.
Well, I think that's kind of the smart thing, right? I mean, again, it's not, I don't know much about any of this stuff right now. Not a part of that process quite yet. It's just more informational. But my first thought was just, well, if you're going to do it right. And I feel like if there is some land, that maybe, and it's going to be more, but at some point, it's just almost arbitrary numbers. If you're talking tens of millions of dollars, what you don't want is in 10 years, it's, we got another problem. We're going to look like a bunch of idiots if we spend that much and then it doesn't actually solve the problems in 10 or 20 years from now. We're back to the same spot we are now, and it's eesh.
And more people need to think about that. You can't look at the number. You have to think about long term.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But this should be 50 years plus we have to be thinking about. Not 10 or 20 years, but 50 plus.
And now we're 20 years into our building, and if we would have not built like we built, we'd be housing outside the county again and costing us more money. So by building the way we built, Jeff French thinks we saved like $800,000 a year.
Wow. Well,
that doesn't take long, over 20 years. If you were housing out, or the ability not to house other inmates in our county, that's financially benefiting us right now. If more people build more jails, that benefit's going to go away. We're not counting on that money. We're not pre-spending that money. We're using that money to write off a couple things and pay for some things. And then if it goes away, it goes away. We're not depending on it. We're not adding on. We're not doing things by just saying, we're always going to have this money available to us. So, you got to have some long-range plan thinking.
I think so.
And
I understand.
40 million or whatever the number is, 30 million, 40 million, whatever the number is. It's a big number. People don't like their taxes raised, but they got to think long term.
And not for jails either, right? I mean, nobody wants their taxes raised. But whether you're talking, and again, these are just arbitrary numbers. By that I mean I'm just throwing out random numbers for no particular purpose or reason, just random numbers. So whether it's 50 million for the current jail and doing whatever, or it's 100 million for a separate site, it doesn't matter. I mean, it does.
Right.
But at the same time, we're talking about tens of millions of dollars, and you can't get community buy-in on that. Like, that's never going to happen. No, it just won't. You can't. Right. Nobody wants to spend money on a jail because they'll just say, bullets are a lot cheaper, right? That's going to be the answer for everything. That's how people talk, right, on social media and everything. They're never going to get buy-in from everybody. Right. So if you're going to do it, I just don't want it to be in a situation where in 10 or 15 years from now, we're back to where we already are, after spending tens of millions of dollars.
Right, exactly.
That's wildly fiscally irresponsible.
Right. That 10 million more added to that number to think long range might be the answer. Right. Well, it's tough to swallow. But, man, it's right now, referendums are tough. Raising people's taxes is tough. If gas goes down, the interest rate would drop a little bit. I think more people would be. But, man, it's very tough right now. Yeah,
it is. Shell Lake, I think the Shell Lake School District is going to be putting up another referendum soon.
Yeah. And you don't want to compete with that. So you have to think about timing. It's all this political. And again, that's not for you and I to decide. But
nope.
I love politics. I'm heavily involved in making sure Barron County, not just the sheriff's department, succeeds. We want all of our departments to succeed. We want to work together, reducing costs, reducing personnel, whatever that we can to share. We got to do all of this together as a county. I think we do it well in Barron County, obviously. But Jeff French has to decide, should we borrow now? Do we want to compete against 3 school districts that are asking for money? It's not going to, that's going to put stress on people. People are going to vote no, whatever the answer. It's a big thing, but you got to think long term.
I agree. All right. So you have some meetings the next couple of days, hiring some people?
Yeah. Yeah, we got lots of hiring. I got a meeting out of the area I got to attend, and so yeah, and then we'll hit the weekend running and maybe run up for a little bit Saturday and see you.
Yeah, I'll have, I think this Thursday. Oh, jeepers. I got to follow up. Hovdi or Hodvi? I can't remember. Eric Hovdi. He's going to be on the show this Thursday, or was scheduled to, but I should probably reach out to his campaign and find out for sure. I believe he'll be on this Thursday, and then, yeah, we have our pig roast this Saturday at 11 o'clock in Shell Lake. So fundraiser for the Shell Lake fireworks. So please, everyone, stop out. Hopefully, Fitzy will be there too. I'll be there serving some food. Bring your money. It's a free will offering.
But bring your money.
But bring your money.
Bring your money.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Fitzy.
You bet.
All right, for DrydenWire.com, I'm Ben Dryden, and you've been watching Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by Professional Exteriors and Interiors. With 20 years of experience, this locally owned and operated business provides quality work both on the inside and on the outside of your home or business. Fitzy and I, they believe it's the little things that make a big difference. I'm just reading some of these comments here. I'll be up later to keep an eye on this guy. Well, we'll be keeping an eye on your Facebook page, Dirk. That's what we're doing.
You call me, Dirk, if I need to do something.
That's right. All right, we'll be back next week for another exciting episode of Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy. So until then, thank you for watching, and as always, have a blessed day.